Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, The Uncommon Truth. We've missed y'all. It has been forever since we recorded a video. So we are so glad to be back. We feel good. And we just want to, share a topic with you all, discuss it with you all, and we just want to see what you all think about it. So the topic of our video today is keeping your identity in a relationship. We're just going to talk about the importance of basically keeping your identity, keeping who you were before you got in a relationship, not losing yourself in a relationship. So we're going to give you ways on how not to lose yourself. Before I met Rodney, I felt like I was a independent woman, only because that's just how I grew up. But I was very independent. I had a job. I had my own car. I had my own house or apartment, and I had my own money. So before I met Rodney, these are the things that I had going for myself. Not only that, but I also had my own friends. I was sociable. I went out. I didn't really do the club scene too heavy, but I did enjoy myself while being single. So fast forward to now that I am in a relationship, I feel like I still have my own identity, meaning that I still have a job, I still have my own money, I'm still independent. However, I know when to when to not be too independent to where it's like he feels like he doesn't need me. But I feel like I still have my friends. I still hang out. I still go out, to movies with my friends, or, maybe to lunch or something like that. So I still have my own identity. I still I go to church. So nothing has really changed. However, it just, involves him. So I just feel like, especially to my ladies, because I see this a lot, with my friends, how sometimes it is easy to lose yourself in a relationship. I feel like in the past, before I met Rodney, I think it may have been a time where I have lost myself in a relationship. But we're just here to share with you all the importance of keeping your identity in a relationship. So,
right.
You got anything to say?
Yeah, I personally, before me and Des got together, I had been single for a long time by choice. I wasn't really a relationship person because of a fear of losing myself based off what I've seen in other couples. Speaking to the men directly, you see men get in relationships and they literally lose themselves.
Right.
They're living not for themselves, but living for their wives, living for their wives' agenda, living to cater to their wives' emotions.
Right.
And I told myself I would never, ever, ever allow that shit to happen to me. At
Right.
one point, I honestly was like, I'd rather be single and just date for the rest of my life than be in a relationship. And I say that because, typically you meet somebody, it's a new stage. Everybody's not really themselves quite yet.
Right.
Everybody's kind of just getting a feel for one another.
Right.
But, if you do continue to talk to that person, at about a year, if things get serious, things change.
Right.
The obligations change, what they want from you, what you want from them. So I was like, well, forget it. I'll just date for a year, cut it off, move on to somebody else. That's how terrified I am of losing myself in a relationship. So it really took a lot of love from Desiree to get me out of that fear and to be confident that I can be in a relationship and still keep my own identity, still be myself. One of the things we talked about when we first got back together and we was discussing moving forward was, how do we have our world within our world? Meaning,
Right.
How can she still be her own self and I still be my own self within our world, meaning me and Des? And so one of the ways that's possible is for us both to be on the same page.
Right.
We both have to want that.
Right.
She has to understand that I can't live for her, and I have to understand that she can't live for me.
No.
And it's not my job to make her happy, and
Right.
it's not her job to make me happy.
Ooh, preach, babe, preach.
Preaching. We came into this relationship not, I ain't gonna say all the way whole, because there's always room to grow.
Right.
But we came into a relationship happy within ourselves. She
That's
was
right.
single, I was single, but we both was at peace. We both was living life and loving life.
Yes.
So we came in this relationship with the same mindset of, hey, I want to be with you, but not at the expense
However,
of
right.
myself.
Exactly.
And so that's
Don't
something
sell your soul.
Don't sell your soul for anybody.
For anybody. It ain't worth it.
You gotta love yourself more than you love that person.
Exactly.
And that doesn't mean treat that person any less. That just means don't settle for anybody.
Right.
And when you love yourself, you don't settle
You don't settle.
at all.
At all.
So one of the things I think the key is to keeping your identity is you have to know when you're about to lose your identity. Like, what's the sign? What's the indicator? For me personally, I have like a spider sense, like a tingling sensation. Like anytime I feel as if I'm about to do something that, okay, I'm doing it just to please her, beyond the normal relationship thing,
Right.
you know. But I'm doing something beyond what I'm used to doing, and beyond the subtle compromises that come with relationship. So anytime that happens, I feel my stomach cringe. Like I feel like I am betraying myself. I feel it, and immediately, a lot of times, you probably don't know this, but I start getting very aggressive. I start getting very like snappy on
No,
it.
I know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
because I feel like, hold on, is she
Something's
trying to
not
change
right.
me?
Yeah.
She trying to make me not be me? Nah, that ain't happening. Not today. I ain't doing nothing you say. I'm doing everything. I'm doing what I want to do. Who you think you are coming in my... Look, I'm a man. You finna tell me what to do.
No.
So that's how I kind of know, like, okay, I'm about to get out of myself, and that kind of
Yeah.
helps bring me back. Now that's my indicator. I don't know if you have kind of like a tingling or something that kind of sets you off, like, okay, I'm about to go out of myself, or if I ever even put you in that mode of leaving yourself to be me, which I don't think I do. I've never been one to say, do what I say, as I say it. I've always been the one to say, this is who I am, this is what I like, take it, leave it. So
Yeah.
I don't know, do you have an indicator, like a
Well, I don't necessarily have that type of indicator, but I will say, just saying, piggybacking off of what you were saying, I feel like when it comes to being in a relationship, having a partner that makes you constantly feel like you are losing yourself is not really a good thing. And just hear me out. The only reason why I say that is because you're not being true to yourself. You're not being who you were before you met that person. So I'm not saying that you need to leave your partner, but I will say that maybe you should sit down and discuss with your partner, like, I don't feel like myself. I feel like I am somebody else. I feel like things have changed, and I no longer have my identity, my own identity. So I feel like that is something that you should just maybe take a break and think about. Like, am I constantly feeling like I'm losing myself? Because if the answer is yes, then that is a problem that you need to, one, identify, and two, sit down and see why you are constantly feeling that way and why your partner is constantly making you feel that way. Because it's not gonna work. Like, if you can't be yourself then the relationship may last for a couple of years, but after so many years, you're gonna just get tired of it. So I do feel like that. Now, there is times where, like, let's give an example, like, you know, I may have an event to attend, and you know, it doesn't require him, but I sometimes want him to go with me as my date. I know when Rodney doesn't want to go, but he will be like, yeah, I'll go for you. However, I'm not really like excited about going, but I'll go for you. Now, to me, that's more of a compromise. That's not really him losing himself.
Right.
But if it comes to the point where it's like all the time I'm needing him to go, and then I need him to go and I need him to dress a certain way, I need him to act a certain way, then he may feel like, wait. He may get that little feeling that he was saying, that aggressive feeling, like, hold up,
Right.
You're trying to change me. You're trying to make me into somebody that I'm not. Like, I'll go with you, but I'm going to be myself. And that is something that I never require Rodney to do. Like, when we're out with friends or just at an event, I never require him to step out of his comfort zone. I always allow him to be himself, which is most of the time he's very quiet if he doesn't really know you. So therefore, it's like he's in an atmosphere, he may not want to be there, but he's allowed to be himself. So therefore, he's not, you know, feeling like I'm trying to change him. I'm trying to make him into a person that he's not. If he's not outgoing, why am I trying to make him outgoing? An outgoing person.
On the scene, so to speak.
Right. So, this is an important topic, because I feel like, you know, when you're in a relationship, it happens. Like I said, I've spoke to friends. I think it has even happened to me one time in a past relationship, but it's important to keep your identity, keep who you are, and not lose yourself. And when we say not lose yourself, we mean like,
don't forget what you like. You need to sit down and ask yourself, what do I really like?
Yeah.
If you like going to the park and taking pictures of butterflies, then by all means do that.
Right.
And you don't have to, and that your partner doesn't have to be there with you.
Right.
That doesn't make y'all a bad couple.
Right.
You know, that's the thing that makes couples last, actually, is having what you like to do and having your time to do that.
Right.
You don't need to do every single thing together.
Right. And like I said, like, if you don't like to go out all the time and you want to sit home, but your partner wants to go out, then I feel like you should be able to either sit home or go out. Like, you don't have to go out just because your partner is going out, or you don't have to sit in the house just because your partner is sitting in the house.
Right.
I mean, if both of you all agree to go out, then cool. And if both of you all agree to sit at home and chill, then that's cool. But just know who you were before you met your partner.
Right.
And don't forget it, because if you do forget, I want to say this: if you do forget, you will start regretting your partner and resenting. That's the word.
Yeah.
You will start resenting your partner, and that is something you don't want to do. And then your partner be looking at you like, well, what's going on? Because, you know, maybe they're not meaning to, you know, make you feel like you're losing yourself. But if you're not speaking up, then your partner won't know. So just make sure you keep your own identity. There will be some compromising. We ain't gonna lie, there is some compromising. Like I said, sometimes I know Rodney don't want to go, but because he loved me, he'll go sometimes, you know, and vice versa, you know. But
at the same time, you gotta understand compromise and like I said, losing yourself. Meaning, if you know your partner doesn't like going out all the time, for one, don't have him going out all the time.
Don't pressure.
Have her going all the time. And you, at the same time, have to understand you can't be going out all the time. That's the only thing. That's the one thing I wanted to say is like, just because you used to party all the time, that doesn't mean you still have to party all the time. That's not what we're talking about.
No.
You like to have fun. That's fine.
Right.
But if you're to that level where you're not ready to settle down, don't be with somebody. Don't be with a homebody if you like going out for one, because that ain't gonna work. And if you with the homebody, that means you like this person. So there has to be a compromise to where you need to dial it back some. Not saying don't just stop completely. If you like doing it, do it every now and then, or I say do it in moderation.
Right.
And so to the point where you don't feel like you're losing yourself, but not to the point where your husband or wife feels like they're losing you to your past. That's creates conflict altogether. So.
Right. So yeah, we're just basically saying, you know, keep your identity. Don't lose yourself. Be true to you. You know.
Figure out what brings you joy and stick to that.
Yeah. You know. So.
And allow your partner to do that. Don't
Yeah.
Don't get mad because they want to do something without you.
Right.
If you want to go to yoga, go to yoga.
Yeah. I mean, because he has his own friends, and I have my own friends. You know, so it may be sometimes when he just feel like hanging with the guys and not with me. You gotta understand that, ladies.
Doesn't mean we don't love you.
That's why I said to my ladies, you gotta understand that. You know, they need their guy time as well as we need our girl time. You know, so.
Right. So yeah, I would say that's pretty much all it, I guess.
Yeah.
For me. We're curious to hear what you have to say or any experience you had. I honestly want to hear her experience where she lost herself, how that went. I don't know if she want to do that now, maybe in another video.
Well, it was basically just what we were talking about. Like, I was dating this guy, and it had become a point of where he didn't want me to, you know, hang out with my friends. It was one day, and I would never forget this day, and that was like pretty much the end of it. But he had trust issues, and that's a whole different ball game, whole different topic and discussion. But he didn't believe that I was going, or I had went to where I told him I was going to, and it started this big argument. And basically, it was just to the point where it was like I knew before then that I was losing myself. But at that time, when we were arguing, I knew that I had to end it because I was not myself. I didn't feel like myself.
Meaning you wasn't going out with your friends.
I wasn't. He didn't want me. Right. He didn't want me to hang with my friends. He didn't want me to even go to simple places like the church. You know. And it was like I had to always check in, and you know, I had to. It was like almost like I had to act a certain way, and we was just not compatible. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We were not compatible.
Those are signs of insecurity.
Definitely signs of insecurity.
That's the problem. That's why it's important.
Definitely signs of you do not need to be in that relationship.
Right.
But I lost myself for a couple of months while I was dating that guy, and after that, after we broke up, I felt so good. I felt like me. I felt like, oh, I can do the things that I like. I'm not constantly on edge. I can hang out with my friends and not have to feel like I have somebody constantly on me 24/7. So that's what I mean. And I speak to my ladies as well as my men, but I really speak to my ladies because, like I said, I have friends and we have talked about this, like how easy it is to lose yourself. And if you and that dude don't last, it's kind of like, okay, you got to go back to your friends. So, you know, don't lose yourself. Don't neglect who was there for you prior to you getting into that relationship. That is so important, you know. At the end of the day, if they're your friends, they're going to be there for you regardless. However, they may not, you know. So you need to make sure you're true to yourself and true to what you like and what you love. So let us know what y'all think about this video, about this discussion. Like I said, we missed y'all.